rise. For Mr. Tom Bleecker, for your years of loyalty and friendship to Mr. Ed Parker, for your dedication as a student and instructor of American Kenpo for more than 5 decades, for your tremendous contributions as a screenwriter, director, producer, choreographer, and author to the martial arts community, for applying your talent and skill in the entertainment industry to promote American Kenpo, for being an integral part in the foundational history of Ed Parker's American Kenpo. We of the United Kenpo Studios and Brian Hawkins Kenpo Karate and the greater American Kenpo Karate community salute you.
Well, that's beautiful. I was at the promotion last night and saw Jack get all weepy and misty-eyed. You did? Yes, you did. And Dwayne McGee also got all misty-eyed. And I don't know what it is as we get older, Miss Art. I'm watching that video. I've seen that video for some time. Chuck Sullivan and I have been working on it. And I just watch it now and I got all choked up. Got teary-eyed and everything else. I guess as we get older, huh, Jack, we just have an appreciation for different things in life. I saw Mr. Parker, and I just got all choked up. Remember that tribute that night? Many of you were there. I'd like to share with you a few things. Every good thing that's ever happened in my life is a result, a direct or indirect result of my martial arts journey. I was like many of us who come here. I was a young man of 16 years old without a rudder. And when I found Kenpo, I started to find my way in life. And every good thing that has happened to me, with few exceptions, is a direct result or indirect result of my study of Kenpo. And I don't know where I would be without it. I'd like to share a couple of stories with you. I'm going to make this brief. I've written down other things. You mentioned about the journey, and it's an interesting thing. Let me share something with you. When I was writing the journey book, and there were 4 of us. There was Steve Walton, there was Joe Himes, myself, and Edmund Jr., Ed Parker Jr. And you might have recognized, by the way, Steve Walton was one of the team that was on the Julie Andrews show. This fellow right here.
I was the one taking the flowers.
Yeah, he was. That was a great afternoon, by the way. And Edmund came to me and he said, "What do you see as the cover of the journey book?" And I said, "Well, what I see is a young man, an able-bodied man, standing in the foreground, and he's looking out into like a lake of fire through a desert. And through that desert is all kinds of obstacles and hurdles and just horrible things that he has to go through. And in the far distance is a mountain and a mountaintop, and that's his destination. And that's the journey." And I do believe that we do have a destination. I know some people say it's an endless journey, but no, I do believe there is a destination. I think when you get there, you'll realize it, each and every one of us. I think once you get there, the journey continues, but there is a destination. I have some more ink in the well, and I guess I'll get to it at some point in my writing career. I'd like to share 2 stories with you that have meant an awful lot to me in my life, in Kenpo and in my life. The first one is about Dr. Robert Yerkes. And Dr. Yerkes was an anthropologist who studied primates in the Amazon forest and elsewhere. And he came away with a sentence that when I read it and I understood what he was saying, hit me really hard, and I never forgot it. He said, "One chimpanzee is no chimpanzee." And what he meant by that is that you can take a chimp and you can remove him from the forest and he'll lead a great life. You can domesticate him and he'll lead a great life. And he'll become a great pet and maybe even a great friend. But he'll never know what it's like to be a chimp. In order to do that, he needs other chimps. And I find that Kenpo is the same way. One Kenpoist is no Kenpoist. We need other Kenpoists to make this work. We can't do that by ourselves. And when I say that, that doesn't mean that we can't learn the moves. We can go and buy a CD set and go off on our own, learn the moves. But that's that's not embracing, and you know, that is not the fun. That's the spirit of Kenpo that we need and that we share together. Each and every one of you has a small piece of that spirit worldwide. And it takes all of us collectively to make that spirit up. And the only way that you can embrace it and embody it is to be part of it. And we're all in it together. One Kenpoist is no Kenpoist. We need each other in this fascinating journey that we're on. And you should remember that when you work out with each other. And even when you have hard times together, that you need each other. You can't do this by yourself. The last thing that I want to share, and I'll probably get emotional about it, just thinking about it, because it meant so much to me and it's meant a lot in my life. I had a fellow come to me many years ago when I had my Solvang school, and it was one of the last IKKA banner schools in the system. It was in, when I finally sold it in 1988. But a guy came to me. He was a ranch hand in the Solvang ranch, and his name was Jesus, and he worked at a ranch. He was a Mexican. He was probably illegal, and he came to the school and he said, "I want to learn Kenpo," and he wants to learn private lessons. And so we started private lessons, and he came twice a week. He wanted to learn Kenpo. This guy had to be the hardest Kenpo student I have ever had to teach, ever. There's a simple step through. You all know what that is. The line on the thing, and you learn the horse, and then you learn the neutral bow, and then you walk in the neutral bow forward. There's a line, and you keep the right hand and the right foot on that side of the line, and the left hand and the left foot on the other side of the line. It's like walking. And he would do that. He would do 1, 2, 3, and then he would cross over the line. And I'd say, Jesus, stop. You know, don't cross over the line. Keep the line as your center, and just keep moving forward, moving back. And he'd do it again, and he'd cross over the line. And I'd say, listen, forget the neutral. Let's just walk. Just walk straight forward and keep this foot and keep it. He could do that. But then he would do it again and he'd cross over the line. It took him a year and a half to make orange belt. And he came by my office. I remember the day that he got it. And he stood out there and he looked at it. He stood in front of the mirror and you could see him and he just loved it. And he came by my office. He said, "Excuse me, Zifu." He said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I said, "Sure." And he said, "I want to thank you for what you've done for me." He said, "I know I'm a hard student to teach. I'm a slow learner. And I appreciate your patience. I know it's been very frustrating for you to teach me, but I've appreciated everything that you've done for me." And I said, "Well, thank you, Jesus. It's been my pleasure to do that." And he said, if I could add something to this, he said, when I first came here, there were a lot of hotshots here. And he named them. He knew their names. It was an orange belt. I think there was a purple and a green, maybe a blue. We were a young school. And he said, "I'd like to point out something if I could." And I said, "Yeah." He said, all these guys that were here, they're not here anymore. And I'm still here. I'm still here. I have never forgotten that this guy took a year and a half to make orange belt. And he said, these hotshots aren't here anymore, but I'm still here. What a beautiful thing. And I'm still here after a while, to 56 years, and Mr. White is still here, and Mr. Hawkins, and Steve Walton, and Rick Avery, and all of you people are still here. We're together in the spirit of Kenpo, and we're learning together on this journey together, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm looking forward to many more years, hopefully, Lord willing, to keep on this journey together with you. Because every good thing in my life is because of Kenpo. And this is one of them.